Imagine someone telling you that the piles of old, useless tires you usually see dumped in junkyards or burned for waste could actually be turned into strong, affordable, and eco-friendly roads. At first, it sounds like a joke, something no one would take seriously. But in Burkina Faso, a West African nation that has faced years of struggle, this impossible idea is becoming a reality under the leadership of Ibrahim Traoré. What was once considered garbage is now being transformed into the backbone of new infrastructure, changing lives and drawing global attention. And this isn't just a small experiment, it's a bold project that's reshaping communities, inspiring hope, and proving to the world that with creativity and determination, anything is possible. Alongside these tire-built roads, plans for solar-powered cities and artificial canals for farmers are beginning to take shape, rewriting the story of Burkina Faso in a way no one saw coming. Burkina Faso has long battled with poor infrastructure, especially its roads. For decades, the country relied heavily on international loans just to stay afloat. Those loans brought in money, but they left the nation buried in debt without solving its real problems. The roads, in particular, were in disastrous condition. Many were unpaved dirt tracks that turned into rivers of mud when the rains arrived, and cracked under the punishing sun during the dry season. Traveling even short distances was a nightmare. Ambulances, school buses, and delivery trucks would often get stuck for hours, cutting people off from essential services. For farmers, selling their crops meant endless delays, and for children, in rural areas, even reaching school was a daily struggle. Entire communities lived in isolation simply because of these broken, unreliable roads. Ibrahim Traoré, a young leader with a vision, refused to accept this as the reality for his country. He knew Burkina Faso needed solutions that were affordable, long-lasting, and environmentally friendly. Importing expensive materials like asphalt or bitumen wasn't practical for a country already weighed down by debt. Instead, Traoré asked a simple but daring question. What if the very waste littering the nation, discarded tires, could become the answer where others saw piles of pollution? He saw an opportunity to build. The method was as creative as it was practical. Old tires, which usually ended up in rivers, landfills, or open fires releasing toxic smoke, were collected from across the country. They were then cleaned, organized like puzzle pieces on the ground, and reinforced with a specially designed cement mixture. The cement bonded perfectly with the rubber, creating a strong, flexible road surface. Unlike traditional materials that crack under pressure, the rubber added resilience, allowing the roads to absorb heat, heavy traffic, and even shocks from natural forces like floods or minor earthquakes. The biggest advantage was cost. Traditional roads are extremely expensive to build and maintain, but tire-based roads cut costs by almost 40%. For a nation like Burkina Faso, that difference was massive. Tires were practically free, durable by nature, and perfectly suited for the kind of rough climate the country faces. And the impact went far beyond money. This new method was also helping the environment by cleaning up discarded tires that once polluted waterways and released dangerous fumes. When burned, the results spoke for themselves. Villages that had once been cut off were suddenly connected to major cities. A trip that used to take 5 hours on a bumpy, unsafe road was now reduced to a single hour on a smooth, tire-reinforced road. Farmers could bring their goods to market faster, children could reach schools more easily, and emergency vehicles could finally get to people when they needed help most. What was once seen as waste had become the foundation of a brighter, stronger future. Traoré's idea was never just about building roads, it was about building opportunity. Thousands of jobs were created as workers were hired to collect, clean, and arrange the tires before pouring the cement. Young people who once felt hopeless now had a chance to contribute directly to their country's progress. This wasn't just employment, it was pride, dignity, and the chance to be part of something transformative. In a nation often described by its struggles, this project became a symbol of resilience and possibility. And perhaps the most powerful part of the story is the lesson it carries. For the rest of the world, most countries depend on costly imports for infrastructure, But Burkina Faso has shown that innovation can come from local resources, even from waste materials everyone else overlooks. Engineers are now refining the process further, testing ways to make these tire roads even stronger. And leaders from across Africa and even Europe are traveling to see this model firsthand. What started as an idea in a small, landlocked nation is now inspiring a global conversation about sustainability, creativity, and the power of thinking differently. The idea of using tires for roads may have captured international headlines, but Ibrahim Traoré's vision stretches far beyond that. Another challenge he set out to solve was one of Burkina Faso's oldest problems: water for farmers. Agriculture in much of the country depends heavily on rain, yet rainfall is unreliable. When the skies stay dry, fields wither, families go hungry, and hope disappears. For years, people had nothing but prayers to rely on, but Traoré believed prayers needed to be matched with action. His answer was artificial canals, man-made waterways designed to collect and distribute rainwater. These canals make it possible to store water during the wet season and supply it steadily to farms. During the dry months, for the first time, farmers can plan their crops with confidence, knowing water will be there when they need it. This project isn't just about digging trenches, it's about transforming the nation's agricultural future. With reliable water, farmers can grow a wider variety of crops, grains, vegetables, and fruits that not only feed families, but also boost trade. More crops mean more to sell, which strengthens the economy and could even turn Burkina Faso into a food exporter. Traoré's vision is rooted in self-sufficiency. Instead of relying on imported food or aid packages, he wants his people to stand on their own by ensuring access to water, improving transport with tire roads, and opening markets. He is building the foundations for independence, just like the road initiative. The canal project is also creating jobs. Engineers, planners, and local laborers are working side by side, putting money into households and giving people the pride of being part of something meaningful. It's progress built by the hands of the people themselves, not by outside handouts. But Traoré's ambitions didn't stop there. His next bold step is nothing short of revolutionary: a solar-powered city. Imagine a city where every home, school, and hospital runs entirely on renewable energy from the sun. No costly imports of fuel, no crippling electricity bills, just clean, sustainable power available to everyone. In a nation where many still depend on firewood for cooking and lanterns for studying at night, this idea is transformative. The plan includes solar panels on rooftops, solar buses replacing polluting vehicles, and even public Wi-Fi zones that will connect young people to opportunities beyond their borders. For a country long plagued by power shortages, this project represents light. Literally and figuratively, the solar city is more than an energy solution. It's a statement of hope. It will bring electricity to families, power to businesses, and open doors for education. It also creates a wave of new jobs, from manufacturing solar panels to installing and maintaining them, ensuring that economic benefits reach local communities. What makes it truly remarkable is the message it sends to the world, that even a small, developing nation can lead the charge in clean energy innovation. By harnessing sunlight, Burkina Faso is reducing its reliance on fossil fuels, protecting its environment, and saving money once wasted on imported oil. Countries across Africa and even beyond are beginning to pay attention, recognizing this model as one that can be replicated globally. At the center of all this change is Ibrahim Traoré, a leader who has refused to be just another politician with empty promises. He has chosen instead to act, to bring tangible improvements to the lives of his people. His projects, tire-based roads, artificial canals, and the solar city, are all designed with the same principle: use what is available locally, trust in the talent of the people, and build sustainable solutions that last. He has shown that progress doesn't demand vast budgets or foreign dependence, only vision and determination. Burkina Faso, once overlooked and often dismissed, is now standing as a symbol of what's possible when creativity meets courage. Traoré's leadership has inspired not only his own citizens, but also communities and leaders around the world. The story of Burkina Faso today proves that even in the face of daunting challenges, innovation and hope can rewrite a nation's destiny. If this story inspires you, share it widely. Change often begins with a single idea, and in this case, one man's vision is reshaping an entire country and perhaps lighting the way for the rest of the world.